Hey guys, John here. A little bit of a fun one for you all. So no, this is not my 6th Gen 4Runner behind me. Rather, it is a press vehicle and it is a TRD Off Road Premium 6th Gen 4Runner, but it has an iForce Max engine. So I'm here in Dallas, and while my vehicle is at XPEL Dallas before I fly out to Moab, I got my hands on this one from Toyota. So it's a very cool comparison because it's literally my 4Runner that I have here on the channel. However, this one is the iForce Max. So I've gotten about 2 days to play around with it here in the city and on the highway. And I want to give you guys my kind of thought process of if you should buy a 6th Gen 4Runner with an iForce Max or not get the hybrid version. So after about, I'd say close to 100 miles or so, I'm a little bit indifferent. Now, I'm not sure if that is because I've tuned mine. So I did the OTT tune on mine, and before I did that, I would tell you guys, hey man, the hybrid is the way to go. Like, you need to get the hybrid in the 4Runners. They're so much better than the non-hybrid versions with the normal iForce. The low-end torque is so much better, 465 foot-pounds of torque. The MPGs are better in it, which is actually true. I am getting 23 miles per gallon in this one after I reset it for the short little bit of driving that I've done with it. And the power of it is really good. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and tune your vehicle. I'm not saying to do that at all. But I remember at the drive event, me being very impressed with the iForce Max version compared to the non-iForce Max version. But a very quick look at this TRD Off Road Premium. So the iForce Max, the reason why you would get it is because you want the power, you want the MPGs, and you may want a couple extra little options that this one has. So this one is gonna come with Michelin tires versus Falcons. These are very quiet on the road, not as aggressive as the Falcons. And one thing I noticed too is that the TRD Off Road with the hybrid gets the option for the aux switches. And I did confirm this with Toyota saying, hey, is this a pre-production thing or do you actually get it in this? Hybrids, turns out, you actually have the option to get the aux switches.
So now whether you get an iForce or an iForce Max 6th Gen 4Runner, one of the modifications that I suggest, guys, is from LastFit, and they are our video sponsor today. So one of the mods that I did with my 6th Gen 4Runner is their LED T3 turn signal bulbs. So they have switchback ones. You could run these lights as a nice white DRL. Then when you turn on your blinker, it'll turn to a very cool amber. This thing is 500 times brighter than the normal halogen bulb that Toyota provides on these vehicles. Or if you elect to get a premium 4Runner with the iForce Max engine, LastFit is gonna be releasing soon. I'm gonna have a video for you guys. Some floor liners. So you can see the back of my seat right here, all nice and protected. Big video coming on that soon for you guys. So it's a very simple, inexpensive mod. I will have a link and a discount code in the description if you guys want to check out LastFit's site and hook your 4Runner up with some nice LED bulbs.
But aside from that, you wouldn't be able to tell that this is a hybrid model at all compared to a normal TRD off-road, except for this badge right here. Now, the only other way that you're gonna be able to notice that is if you come to the back in the cargo area, you do lose a little bit of space. So when we open up this automatic hatch, you also have the iForce Max badge right there. You're gonna notice that our load floor is a little bit higher. So Toyota is putting the batteries right here, and the batteries and the whole hybrid powertrain system probably equates to about 400 pounds or so. So that is the difference in weight between a normal TRD off-road and a TRD off-road with the iForce Max. And they have a nice little storage spot right here too, if you want to put some more stuff. Nice and hard, not like a flimsy plastic like the Land Cruiser. And maybe you want an iForce Max because you want your load floor to be a little bit closer. This is about a difference of maybe close to 3 inches or so. So with the batteries right here, and when you fold the seats down, you're gonna get a lot closer to a fully flat floor. So the payload on this one is only 895 pounds. Another thing that I noticed while driving this thing is with all that weight in the back, and again, I'm not sure if it's because mine has a lift kit on it with the peak suspension, but all that did in the rear was just add another puck right on top of the rear coil spring. I feel like with this one, when I was going over bumps, I could feel that back end really come down a little bit harder because of that added weight in the back. Now, that being said too, I felt like this drove a bit more stiffer, like kind of like the 5th gen does, how it feels like a tank going down the road. Now, I'm not sure if that's because of all the added weight with this, if maybe there is some extra sound reinforcement too for the hybrids, kind of like there is on the RAV4. I don't think that's the case with this more mechanical truck kind of powertrain versus a RAV4 or a Highlander, but this one felt really solid and a bit more stable on the road. But again, the only thing I noticed was just like if you go over a big bump here in Dallas, because their roads are just the best, I did feel that back end kind of bumping down a little bit harder than I would in my personal 6th gen 4Runner. But that being said, is the hybrid system kind of worth it? Well, for me, now it's gonna be no-ish. Again, I have tuned my 4Runner, and I'm not saying go out and tune your 4Runners, guys, but the tune has been pretty good on mine. I just didn't feel the crazy difference that this one had versus mine now. But the passing power was like absolutely great on the highway. You kind of really have to get into the pedal a little bit more on this hybrid, I feel, to truly feel the benefit of it being a hybrid system, to really like throw you back in your seat with that low end torque. But it's good. Now, this is in a completely stock form. Now, I feel like where the hybrid's gonna shine is if you're planning on towing with your vehicle, if you may be using this as an overland rig. Yes, I know the payload is a little bit low. Toyota is very conservative about those numbers. But if you're gonna use it as an overland rig or put bigger tires on it, I truly do feel that the hybrid powertrain will enjoy that a little bit more versus a non-hybrid powertrain. So those are my quick thoughts on how a hybrid is versus a non-hybrid. Let's go ahead now and just take a look around the TRD Off Road Premium, just in case you guys haven't seen it though. So this one is in the Heritage Blue color. I forgot how gosh darn low that air dam actually hangs down there. We have Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. I do notice that even this Toyota production model for Toyota Corporate has the same kind of fender bulge that even mine does right here. You can really see I'm able to put my finger back behind it, and it has a pretty bad fender bulge. This one is gonna come with some Michelins. They are about a 33-inch tire. So the non-hybrid models, like I mentioned, are gonna come with Falcons, but they are the same 18-inch wheel. This one does have TRD running boards. These are not rock sliders, so they do only attach to the rocker panel. Roof rails as well. As we go on into the inside, this one is fully optioned out, so it has the Softech seats, heated, ventilated. This one does have a moonroof, which is an additional charge on a TRD Off Road Premium. It has a 14-inch screen, has a 12.3-inch screen over here. Aux switches, like I mentioned, all of our traction control off buttons, the gas tank popper thing. The cool thing too, with this being a hybrid, is that this inverter right here is for 2,400 watts all the time. So when you press that, you get 2,400 watts in both the middle seat or also in the back cargo area. With it being a TRD Off Road Premium as well, you're gonna get some memory seats. You're gonna get this nice electronic steering wheel, which is pretty sweet. All of our off-road goodies are right down here. The rear locker, 360 camera view. This one also has a trailer backup assist because it does have the digital rear view mirror. And then all of our stuff is right there in this little dial. So no more mechanical shifter on a TRD off-road model. It's all done in that little dial. Our multi-terrain select, the crawl control, your four-wheel drive selector, your drive modes, and your tow haul mode is all integrated into that little connector right there. We also have a wireless charger and the fast charging USB-C's little shelf over there for the passenger. Nice little interior, JBL sound system, of course, and our center console. And as we go on into the back right here, we have cup holders in the door. Again, I do wish that Toyota gave us some soft touch materials right here, especially for the price. This one's probably coming in close to like $60,000 because it is the hybrid model. And we only have soft touch right here on all the doors, just where you put your elbow. We have the seat folded down right here. Rear occupants are also going to get the vents right there. Again, the 2,400 watt AC power adapter or inverter, and then two USB-C's for the rear occupants, and no seats back here, obviously, because it is a hybrid, and you also cannot get a TRD off-road with rear seats in the back. Let's go ahead and take a look at that iForce Max powertrain now. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the hood. No struts on this one because it does not have the red line tuning struts like I put in mine. We have the hybrid inverter right there. This is a fully mechanical hybrid system, so it's not like if you go water forging, it's gonna do anything bad. All of your electronics are up here, so if you touch these anyways with water, you're already cooked. Like, you are way too deep in water in the first place. Everything else in the hybrid powertrain, it's all mechanical. So the whole electronic motor is going to be in between the engine and the transmission. So it is a full mechanical hybrid system. All right, so I'll just add some driving portions to this video. This one does it too, the squeaking. Toyota, fix that, bro. I hope you guys could hear that. It has been very rainy, so there is some moisture in these brake pads, but this one has been squeaking as well. So one thing that I do like though about the hybrid system is that when you're just cruising around in a parking lot like this, the engine is completely off. It has good amount of speed to get you up and going with those hybrid power, or with that hybrid generator. So it's not like, you know, you're dead in the water in the parking lots and stuff, but that does help you save on miles per gallon. The engine just now fired up, but then like when I get to this stoplight right here, it's gonna kill itself again. So, and it just shut off. So like, that is what you're saving with the hybrid powertrain, basically, is that sometimes, yeah, it has the idle, but the hybrid generator is saving you that gas mileage when you're going around town, which is why the hybrid powertrain gets better miles per gallon in the city, but not as much on the highway, because it is a lot heavier, as we mentioned, than the other one. So it's, you know, spooling up the turbos a little bit more to get you up and going. All right, so we got a green light now, give it some gas. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, I have to give it really a good amount of gas to feel that bit of the, wow, like the hybrid powertrain really throw you back. Now, if that was in my 4Runner, it probably would have revved out a little bit more to get up to the same speed. But now as we're cruising, if I give it more gas, like that kind of feels the exact same, especially too, I hate alluding back to the tune, but my 4Runner's tuned now. So like comparing, I guess it would be fair, like my stock 4Runner before we put the OTT in it, I definitely would have to give it a bit more pedal just throughout the whole thing. It's not like it was a dog or anything, but I would have to give it a little bit more pedal than normal. But this just cruising, like if you're just cruising around the city and even on the highway, just like normal driving, you can hardly tell a difference between the powertrains of the iForce and the iForce Max, that being the hybrid. So it's really when you just get into it and give it like a little bit more gas is when you truly do feel the differences of these powertrains. But what I was talking about earlier too, though, with it feeling heavier, it just feels more planted, I guess, on this road. I don't feel it bouncing as much as mine does because the rear end of this is heavier with the batteries back there. And then it's also being counteracted by the engine in the front. Whereas my version of the 4Runner doesn't have any weight in the back. So it is on a truck platform, right? The TNGF, but it is a body on frame vehicle. So you definitely feel more of that bouncing. Again, in the video too, I said when I would hit like a hard dip, I did feel the rear end dip down a little bit harder on this vehicle than I do on mine. But normal roads like this though, it feels like this 4Runner is just planted to the ground. Another thing with that is when you're off-roading a TRD off-road or a version of the 4Runner that's a hybrid like the Pro or also the Trail Hunter. Myself and Talon Sai, when we were at the drive event and we drove the 4Runner on the same, and we drove the 4Runner TRD Pro on the same course that we drove the Tacoma TRD Pro on, we liked the 4Runner more just because the rear end had so much weight back there because of the batteries. Again, alluding to this vehicle just felt so planted while off-road. If you don't like those teetering motions and stuff, or you want just a little bit more weight in the back and when you're going off-road, then I feel like a hybrid version of the 4Runner may be something to consider because it really does balance the vehicle out nice and well. We're gonna give it just a little bit of gas right here again. Yeah, so like that to me is no different. But if I was to put the pedal down, that's when I really feel it, is when you put the freaking pedal down. So the hybrid, guys, I mean, again, it's about a $3,200 option, I believe, around $3,000 or so if you were to get a hybrid. They're not making as many hybrids either, so that could also help with resale value in the future. If someone is really looking for a hybrid and you're looking to sell yours, they're not making as many of these hybrids as they are just the normal I-Force engines of the 4Runner. Yeah, so like just barely going into the throttle, I don't feel it like a whole lot. It's really when you ask for it out of this vehicle. We'll go ahead and go into sport mode real fast. Okay, I felt that. So sport mode, she definitely gets up and goes. There's a lot of like slower traffic spots or speed limits on these areas, so I don't want to get too rowdy. It's a very nice area here in Dallas. I'm in the Colony area. I was just at Lewis Lake over there filming for you guys, but yeah, I mean, again, the hybrid is definitely there if you want it. Guys, you're totally fine not getting the hybrid, but if you have the disposable income for it, I truly think that the pros of it do outweigh the cons. Obviously, try to test drive these if you guys can. You may have totally different experience than me, but this was just my thought process of having a normal I-Force 4Runner, driving it for almost 7,000 miles now, and then hopping into this one and putting about 100 miles on it, especially right after driving mine. So those are just my quick thoughts, guys. To recap, I don't know, like a normal new 6th gen 4Runner, it already drives really well, a lot better than the 5th gens. I've said that many times. It may be unpopular for some people, you know, going from the 6-cylinder to a 4-cylinder, but all I gotta say, guys, is just drive it. It may not feel the best on the inside. That quality has kind of gone down, in my opinion, on Toyota. Hopefully they realize that through our videos, us enthusiasts talking to them and stuff. Hopefully they bring that quality of materials back with the newer generation of 4Runner in the years to come. But this new powertrain, it smokes that old 4.0 V6. Reliability, time will tell. Time will tell to see how good this new 2.4 turbo is, and also the hybrid components on it. But this one, it drove great for me. I was averaging about 23.1 miles per gallon, a lot of city driving, and also some mixed highway with, of course, the traditional Dallas traffic that there always is here. Put about 100 miles on it or so. So that was just a very quick, you know, day and a half, almost 2 days of being able to have this vehicle and drive it around. But it was pretty cool to kind of compare my TRD Off Road Premium and this TRD Off Road Premium, because they're pretty much exactly the same, except for that hybrid powertrain in this one, and mine, of course, is not. So guys, I appreciate you all watching, and I will catch you in the next one. All right, see you later.